Just checking everything. Should be good. And we are live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Jedi Academy. I am your host with the most, Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew, and welcome to the Jedi Academy. If you're wondering what this is a straight Q&A show, and if you have questions, I'll get to that in a second. But this is where we bring the best and the brightest of content creators onto one stage, and then we sprinkle in a little bit of RSG mental damage, and then we take it from there. So the way it works is if you have a question for our esteemed panel, whoever it may be, or for just in general, all you need to do is put your question into the chat. Make sure you put question in front of your statement. I am doing everything today, so if you don't put question in front of your statement, I'm not going to catch it, and that's on you. That is not on us. So with that, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Glad to have everybody here. Hope you got your coffee, got everything you need, and we're going to start this off. Now, what we usually do is we'll get our panelist thoughts, but let's introduce everybody we've got on the panel today. Let's start with Carolina's finest, good old Maurice from Operation Metaverse is here.
What's going on?
Glad to have you here. Look at that snazzy hat. What is that? What does it say? Old English boo?
Old English.
some
That's what we
OE.
drink here.
Some
That's what we drink
OE.
here.
So get
For
yourself
game day.
some OE.
Yeah.
Also joining us, we've got the Jedi Master herself, Lady Adastra.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are we? Do we have our coffee and everything?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Wait, someone's getting a call. Wait, okay.
Might be cut short.
Yeah, there you go. And then also joining us from somewhere in Colorado, we've got the one and the only Warrior from Warrior Presents and Scissorman account.
What's going on? I'm doing well. I've got my coffee. She doesn't need coffee because her midichlorian count's too high.
Strong it is. Also joining us, we've got he has started to stream a lot. You know who this is. He plays Pictionary and all stuff. You know his lovely wife, Lady Pole Panda. She's always in the chat for RSG. But he has his own YouTube channel and he's been streaming every Monday for a while now. We have the one and only Deadpool Kyle joining us today.
Good morning, guys.
Glad to have you here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. What's new in the Kyle household?
Having a Saturday off. I haven't had a Saturday off in a while, so I got big plans later on in the day to go to the zoo.
Oh.
And we're getting ready to move, actually.
Okay, so lots of stuff happening. Very nice. So welcome everybody into the chat. Glad to have you. Glad to have you guys here. Get your questions in. But what I usually do for the beginning of the stream is kind of see what's on everybody's mind, and we'll start with you, Jedi Master Dasha. What is on your mind this week, or this past week, or just in general about the game?
Just waiting for their announcements. We know what's coming. It'd be nice to have an announcement to confirm and let us know how it's coming. You know, like the other capital ship, General Anakin, just anything. It'd be nice to just, like we're supposed to get a puzzle soon, I thought.
Now, they didn't say they were going to do a puzzle, did they? Or did we just assume that they were going to do a puzzle?
It was heavily implied. I thought they pretty much said it. And so we were thinking, oh, be a puzzle on Friday, and then the event Monday. So I guess not.
No. So no puzzle.
But yeah, just waiting for the new stuff. Yeah, like, again, we know it's coming. Just wish they would tell us something, because everyone's just guessing and
I know it's straight guessing.
Hoarding. So it'd be nice to just like, okay, we know, because then you also light side TV. We know that's down the line. Theory is it'll hit in October. So it'd just be nice to have something. Although, and then in the meantime, we are being plagued by errors and lag in this game. with their updates. It's just, that's been kind of annoying.
Yeah. Yes, it has. All right, Warrior, what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, just been having fun on my Scissorman account. Made it to Kyber early this last week, I think Sunday or Monday, whatever. So that was cool to be able to do that in our premiere, the Grand Arena. And I've been doing, like, I went after C-3PO and got him at 7 stars. So that was super exciting because I remember on my main account I had everybody gear 12, and I remember it was just like insanely difficult at gear 12. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to even be able to get a 7-star, probably not. But I just kept trying. I did so much in one day. I thought I made 1,000 attempts. So I contacted the devs. I was like, how many attempts did I make? And he looked it up. Eric looked it up, and Eric was like 178, and the majority were exited within 15 seconds. So I was tenacious, but those 178 attempts felt, well, it took me from 7 o'clock in the morning till 3 p.m. So yeah, it was interesting. It was fun though.
Yes, it was. DPK, what's on your mind, brother?
Kind of actually enjoying the game right now. Like, at first I was like a little hesitant with relics, but you know, it's kind of brought a funness back to the game. You can work on whatever you want and makes it fun. I just recently finished up my bugs to gear 12, and I'm going to push GBA to gear 13.
All right, very nice. And then good old Maurice was the one who got the call, and he went poofy poof. So there you go. All right. So we got the questions coming in hot and heavy. Keep your questions coming in, folks. Remember, make sure you put question in front of your statement, or I will not scoop it up. We try to get through as many, try to get through all the questions, but it's kind of a first come, first serve basis. So if you want your question to be answered, now's the time to get them in. We will have a cutoff at a certain point where we're like, okay, no more questions. It's just only so much time of the day. This is a quick announcement. After this, I will be doing my GAC immediately after Jedi Academy gets done. So if you want to join me, I'll set up the event. We'll knock it out and then have fun. So there you go. And then we've got the big event for the 24th coming up. So we'll talk about that at the end of the stream for the 24th, where we're visiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. We'll give you more information on that here when we get closer to the end of the stream. All right, we are ready to go. Let's start with a question. Let's go. Good, Maurice, are you back yet?
Yeah, I was here the whole time.
No, you weren't. I saw you.
My green screen setup is so good you couldn't even see me.
No, I saw you actually get up and leave because you had a phone call.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to take it right on the screen. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we didn't want to hear what you had to say anyway. So, I mean,
It
that was between you and your client. Yeah. So, all right. You ready for some questions there, good old Maurice?
Yeah.
All right. From Stonewall, first question to you, good old Maurice. Has anyone on the panel put any relics on your first order? And if so, what has been your thoughts about it?
I have not. Kylo's on the list, but not as of yet.
Kylo Unmasked?
Unmasked. I'm pretty much using them for emergency Malak cleanup right now anyway, so I don't really see the point in relicking them. But, you know, maybe somebody else on the panel has.
Anybody else on the panel done first order? I don't think anybody has, have they? I know Jedi Master Dasher, they did not do first order.
Well,
You know, I've gone after. I've done a bunch of like Grand Arenas where I went against like relic level 2, 3, and 4 characters. The one that was the hardest, all of them were actually just as easy as without relics. Honestly, I didn't notice a difference with or without relics, but they were all like relic 3 or below, except for one team. One guy had all gear 12, but he had one gear 13. It was his Fox, his first order executioner, and it was tier 7. And his basic hit for 88,000 on the very first hit, and one shot a character. I was like, oh shoot, we're in trouble, because that was BB-8. And I was like, I need him for the regeneration of everything. I lost that one. I had to go back and clean it up. I did not expect that. I knew that would be a good character relic, but I had no idea Fox's basic on his very first attempt was going to be as insanely powerful as it was. So if I was going to do one character from that team, I would do that. And I've told everyone, do attackers only. Like for now, like that's where the real relic power is. I mean, there's a lot of power in tanks. Don't get me wrong. Tanks are second, number 2 in the list, but attackers, that's where it's at.
All right.
Well, but on that same note, so with the First Order, Fox, definitely glad he touched on that. But then you also have Crew and Kylo. They also get amazing boosts with the relics. So Crew gets even more health and makes it really difficult to kill him even more so, because on top of the health, they get all the other boosts too. And then Kylo gets offense boost and then beefiness too. And so if you're going against like a relic or Crew, you're not going to be able to kill him with just, Ewoks, I don't think could handle that if you have 0 relic Ewoks, for example. But yeah, while attackers definitely great, but you can also increase the beefiness for counters to fail and getting through them. If you can't get through all that HP and protection, because the First Order regenerate a lot of that HP protection. So if you can't even chew through that, meanwhile Fox is just destroying you, I think a relic First Order team could be pretty terrifying on defense if you came across a full relic or just all relic 4s across the board. I mean, that's a team you wouldn't want to take lightly.
No.
Well, I have I did take the Kylos up to gear 13 very early, and I had several opponents tell me that is a huge DPS check, or like a damage check, just if you stuff them in the back. Like if they use all their good attackers, they just simply, I can't tell you the number of times my First Order has just been left with both Kylos, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't sleep on the old Kylo Ren. He's a very, very useful character. He gets a ton of damage. Both all of his right side pieces and the relic itself, I think, gives him even more offense. So he is pretty good. He's dated. I wouldn't Zeta him. His Zeta is super outdated, but it's it's a good team. It's a lot better. It's a lot better team than people give it credit for.
Oh, absolutely. I used him for offense a lot, and I just took him to gear 13 for that reason of looking over these boosts, and I'm trying to give love to different factions. And I saw, when someone posted a screenshot of their Fox, Relic 7, I'm like, holy crap. And then people were commenting about Crew and Kylo. So I'm like, I need to get on this. Jeez.
Yeah, it's called science. So, all right, I see your question. Shame on you. No, I'm not even answering. This is the Jedi Academy. You get that out of here. All right, next question for Jedi Master Dasher from Apropos Win. Question: attacking a team of Relic 4 GG plus 4 low gear droids. What do I use? I have no gear 13.
Attacking the Grievous team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's can be scary. So you have
around
a few...
it.
Huh?
Go around it.
Go around. Oh, that's the wimpy response. But no, you got a few options. Jedi can work really well, for example. I guess you don't have Darth Revan, because Darth Revan could walk through that. If it's the suicide droids, I don't know now. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Darth Revan works just fine.
Is it the regular Grievous team or the suicide team? Because if they're having
if it's for GAC, you usually see it as a standard team, right?
Oh, okay.
Separatist. If it's Arena, then.
I see.
Then
for GA, then you probably want to budget counters, but Darth Revan would pretty much be your overkill option right there. And then you have your other choices. The Jedi is another good option. You can do Bastila lead or Jedi Revan lead, and then you just have Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, Jolie, Bastila. And that's my a very solid counter that I like to use.
Yeah,
if I didn't use my Jedi to take down Darth Revan, the next best choice for me is I use them against Grievous, and it's a very solid counter. But you do have to have the modding, and they would need to be at tier 12. Because if you're going against a relic team, his damage output is a lot higher. So you just got to make sure you can survive. And that's where the Vassal Elite is nice because of the boost, the tenacity up, and the protection up, so you can survive those barrages better. And then your Grandmaster Yoda would need some decent DPS to get through that team. And if they're low gear, then it'd be even easier in a sense. I mean, you can tank the hits pretty early because of the protection up and all that, and then you can dismantle it. Another option on that same note is a Padme team. Because of that, it's basically you can take in these beefy teams and bide your time to murder it. So Padme, slow or fast, you can just tank it as you build up your courage, and you can destroy them.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's like sadly there's not a lot of hard counters out there.
No.
Your own Grievous, I guess, but that's kind of, I tried that, mirroring a Grievous. I don't recommend that.
Oh, it's terrible. My Grievous team had far superior mods on it. I just got whamboozled. Just like, lesson learned.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that word, Maurice. Bamboozled. That's a good one.
You've been had.
Yeah, it's a fun word.
Gotta keep it clean for the children's this morning.
Yeah. All right, next question will go to Warrior, and this is from Jedi Gunny 1216. Says, question: was Relics good for changing meta on your shards? I'm seeing a good mix of teams on mine now.
Yeah, so I've got two accounts. I'll talk about both. The first one is my main account, and I love my leaderboards, but they're all playing it safe, and I hate that. They all have gone in on relics, so they have no excuses about like not having the ability to not have relics, or I can't afford it, because they've all done it. I've seen relics on pretty much everyone in the top 20. So they either spent money or they're heavily invested free to play on the pieces, and they're going all in. Most of them have at least 2 at relic tier 7, which tells me that they probably bought the packs and stuff, which is fine, but they all very conservatively stayed Sith Empire, and they all put their stuff into Sith Empire basket. Basically, the entire top 20 is still running Sith Empire. There's a couple running, because it's getting more difficult, so I'm noticing a ton more Yodas and a ton more GBAs. Like Yoda GBA is the 4th and 5th, so that way they get 6 characters, and they get that tenacity up first, so they can like survive and win. I'm a bit saddened because there's really not a whole lot of variance. The only variance that I've seen is the Relic Tier 7 General Grievous, Suicide Squad, and they're still successfully able to climb, and there's like 2 of them that climb into the top 20 and then get number 1 every day. One gets number 1 the literal hour before me. So I've been using clones for well over a week, and my clones relic level is like 1, 2, 4, and 7. So it's like 1, 1, 2, 4, 7, something like that. I don't have all my relics in this basket. I've got a bunch of different relics on different characters, but for the most part, I can win with clones with Anakin in there. He's kind of like a General Grievous, make him mad, and he just wipes the whole team out, including Malik. I've had a couple of Maliks at the 200,000 health and protection mark just disappear off the map when Anakin goes. So it's been fun using something different. I was hoping everyone would embrace it, because we could have Jedi Knight Anakin now, we could have Darth Revan now, we could have Grievous teams now, we could have clones now, we could have Padme teams now. There's like the ability to run like 6 teams in arena and get first place, and everything kind of has a strength and a weakness, so it would be easier to climb, and we'd all have fun playing with the teams we enjoy. But you know how it goes, people are afraid, so they're clutching what they know versus embracing kind of their favorite thing. But that's the thing about relics I like, is that ability to have balance. So to my free-to-play account, that's exactly what's happened. Everyone has embraced what they have or what they want. There's some people with Padme that all of a sudden now they have like a relic tier 5 Anakin in their Padme team, and they're able to get first. I've been getting first place the last 3 days On my Scissorman account, it's been amazing getting over 1,000 crystals a day on a free-to-play account. It's like insanely amazing, and it took 2 relic characters. They're the only 2 I can afford. The other ones, I have no more gear. I can't transfer gear into those high-end pieces, and I could only go to relic tier 5. Anything above tier 5 requires gear I don't have, because it requires like fully crafted pieces of gear 12 and 12 plus. I just don't have any of that there. So tier 5 was the highest I could go. I ran as hard and fast. It took me 2 or 3 days to get Yoda up to tier 5. He was a little easier than Anakin, and then Anakin, I had to pause all of my farming on all my characters for an entire week and focus everything on those 2 characters. And now I'm done. I really can't do anything else with anybody else. So I'm back to farming characters and living life normal. But I got 2 relic 5s in my arena team, and I'm getting first every day now. So, and the thing that I like about it is I'm running Jedi Knight Anakin, and I'm destroying Malak teams, and which tells me as a free to play, like I don't have to stress anymore. Like I was chasing Darth Revan, and Darth Revan just came and went, and I was like crushed because I'm like, man, that's the 2nd or 3rd time he's been back for Darth Revan, and I'm like, I'm not going to get him until the next time, and then the next time he'll have Malak come immediately after, and I'm definitely not going to have my characters the 16.5, on free to play. I just don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to have to get Darth Revan in 3 months, and then Malak in 6 months, and stressing out and like, oh man, it's going to take forever, and Grand Arena's going to suck, and blah, blah, blah. Shut up. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Relics have made it where it's like, so what? I've gone against 3 Revans, 1 Malak in the last Grand Arena. I won all. Not a problem. So they've leveled the playing field with the Relic system, in my opinion, for free to play. It actually makes it more difficult for my whale account. My whale account teams I'm going into, at 6 million, I'm 5.9, and people I'm going against are 6.3, 6.2 million. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't even care anymore with that team. It's like you go in and everything's just relic tier 4 or 5, and it's like, okay, whatever. My counters are all still gear 12, so it just is what it is. But my free to play account's fun, and I like the viability. We've got Revan, Darth Revan, droids, Padme, Night Sisters, all in the top 20, all competing. In fact, we have a CLS up there with tier relic 7, Chewie and Han. So there's like 6 teams in my top 20, and people with Malak are not staying in the top 10. Like they don't just get to sit there anymore like they were. But I just like that I don't have to chase Darth Revan and Malak now. I can, and I can passively do it, and I'll feel good about it when I get it. But I don't have to like have that anxiety that I have to catch up with the meta, because I am the meta now. Relics are the meta. Just put 1 or 2 good characters up, like I said, attackers. I did Yoda, and then I did Anakin, and that is I'm doing 90K on a basic with my Anakin, and he gets mad a lot. And with the Jedi Knight Revan team, people get injured, he goes Super Saiyan, and then you heal him with either Jolie or Jedi Knight Anakin or Jedi Knight Revan, and then they hurt him again, and then he goes Super Saiyan. He's Mr. Destructo, so it's been really, really fun.
Okay. All right, next question will go to UGBK. And this is from Acheron, and the question is, what do you use your GAC currency for?
I usually actually use it for the slicing materials. Most of the gear that's in there, I've spent a couple on Kairos, but for the most part it goes to slicing materials, and that's about it.
Yeah, I use mine for those the right side gear 12 plus pieces and stuff.
Yeah, so most of those, the ones that pop up in there for me, I have hundreds of. So it's
you'll run out.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna run out.
Yeah, I just took Grievous actually to Relic 7 just now, and darn signal data was what was holding me up. I should have had it yesterday, but I got like 4 pulls that gave me 0, and I'm like,
Yeah, the drop rate on those are poop too. So
yes.
All right, and we had someone else pop into the Jedi Academy, Mr. Michael W. Huntington from His Majesty's Secret Gaming Service.
Good afternoon. Sorry about that. Qualifying took a bit longer than I thought it would.
Well, so wait a minute. You're late because of Grand Formula One?
That and my new toy arrived. My iPhone 11 arrived.
It was mainly the race. Don't try to blame it on your iPhone.
I got a little bit distracted, new shinies and all that.
Well,
How are we all?
Yes, we're doing good. So, you ready to take a question?
Yes.
All right. And this is from Paparazzi, and she says, question, what's the minimum relic level you need on a GG to Grievous nuke, a R6 or R7 Darth Bast?
Ooh. I'd probably say you're looking at around three and good mods.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm assuming that you've already got everything in place. So yeah, I would have thought beef him up, because you want him to withstand any AOEs and whatnot, and be ready to go once that's happened. So yeah, that would be my my ballpark. I've got to be honest, it's not a comp I have. I've toyed with the idea so many times and never actually pulled the trigger.
All right. Back up top to Mr. Carolina. Good old Maurice. This is from Darth Zion, 1972 question. He says, question, I have 3 characters shipped to Pharma Cantina. Would it be better to finish off those character ships first and then worry about relics? I'm able to make my payout in both arenas right now.
You said it's 3 ships?
Yeah, he has 3 characters / ships to farm in Cantina.
A lot depends on the characters, I guess. I mean, if it's Kit Fisto and,
Yeah, I saw farm Kit Fisto.
Night Sister Acolyte and, then you probably don't need those characters, but I guess a lot depends on the character. I mean, if they're key characters to factions, you need to finish those. I will say, once you get the Cantina done, it's done. Like, even if they put a new character in there, it's just one character. I got my Brood Alpha done pretty quickly, and it was right back to farming the crew node and now the relics. Maybe take a break and get a couple, like Warriors mentioned several times, maybe get a couple attackers up to maybe relic 3 or 5. That way you're kind of ahead of the curve. I know you're doing well in arenas, but maybe doing characters like Han Solo, like Anakin, those characters have ships as well, so you'll get the benefit in both areas, and then maybe go back and finish those characters, maybe just to kind of keep it. And it'll help you in Grand Arena too, because you have to have a counter. I'm not sure what your GP is, but you have to have some sort of counter for Darth Revan, not named Darth Revan. So do keep that in mind.
All right. Next question for Jedi Master Dastra. This comes from Apropos Win. He says, question, what Jedi would be best choices for reading the stars for the upcoming clone parade?
Well, Kit Fisto might be needed.
Hell no.
There was a rumor he'd get a rework, I thought. But in Mace, I'm hoping it's a rework.
But yeah, we need a Mace rework.
I mean, he deserves one. But yeah, I mean, they have this whole entire Galactic Republic Jedi. Like, there's a lot of them. So, there's just rumors of which ones are going to be needed. So you don't want to just go off of that. Go for the ones that we know are really good. You have Anakin, but he's one of the best ones. And then the whole Padme team Jedi is basically gonna be your core one. That if you have those strong, the odds are you're gonna kill at least one of the phases with those. It's the obscure ones that people are worried about of what's needed, because we know they're not gonna make it easy on us.
No.
Of the requirements of how on the dark side TV, the Asajj and Dooku node. So there's going to probably be something like that. Like, which Jedi is it going to be that's required, or Galactic Republic, I mean, which one's going to be the must for these different phases. So until we know that, just go for the ones that are really good right now, at least. Build them up. I'm not sure where your roster is as far as your Jedi options, but again, Kit Fisto, rumored, but I'd just be kind of keeping an eye out for that of these hints that they give us of which Jedi Galactic Republic characters are going to be very crucial for this light side TV, because they have this huge faction to choose from. So I'm betting they're going to choose some of the ones that people don't have as much of, just to make people build them up. They love to do that, give characters that the more obscure ones. So, like, who knows? Cup might be needed. I mean,
Let's hope not, God.
But and then obviously Shock T, you want to be farming her, building her, because the light side TV notwithstanding, it's heavily implied she's going to be needed for an upcoming event. So you definitely want to build her up, or at least farm her shards. I mean, she doesn't have to be high level gear, but at least work on 7-starring her as soon as possible. And then work on, like I said, that main Jedi team to have a strong contender. Work on your clones. So just to be as prepared as possible is pretty much all we can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
Okay.
don't overextend all your resources at the same time. So it's a balancing act.
Yes, it is. All right. Next question will go to you, Warrior. This is from Darth Scion, 1972. He says, finally got Shock T to 6 stars last night. I have Padme Team Gear 12, and the 501st is Gear 12 as well. Should I begin to hoard my gear for whatever CG throws at us next?
I mean, I don't know. There's something that's next always, and there's something next, and we don't even know what that is or when that is. And hoarding gear is really hard to do when you don't know what they require. And you could save a bunch of, cuffs and find out the character doesn't even need cuffs, or you might find out it needs 4 cuffs, and that was the one thing you didn't save. So I don't know. It's one of those things. If you feel like you're comfortable where your gear level is at for your other characters, and you feel like at this point you can spend the next few weeks farming for some gear, and you feel like that couple of weeks of farming gear is going to make a significant impact, then why not? I don't see it making a hill of beans difference. I mean, a cuff takes a week to build. A gun takes 2 weeks to build. So do you really have, what are you going to have built in a 2-week period of time or a 4-week period of time? I don't know. Honestly, I chew on the things I have in front of me as hard and fast as I can. And when something new comes out, I then focus on it if I can, or I ignore it. If I can focus on it, I go for it. And then it becomes a new priority. And then once I have, I then reprioritize. Like, I didn't mean or intend to get Padme. I didn't expect that to happen. And then all of a sudden, because bugs don't do enough damage to get through the bonus protection, or so I thought. But with his second Zeta, it does. And so you can get, a 7-star Padme with the bugs and Gear 11. And it's like, wow, okay, never mind, I have a Padme. So what do I do? Well, now I have to start working on Galactic Republic. Luckily, I had a couple characters, but I still needed at least 2 more. So I had to start, farming, gearing, focusing on, multiple characters with gear. And it comes with time. It took about a month, and I've got a team that's Gear 10 or above now with Padme, and she brings a lot of durability to that team. So it worked out pretty well. But I don't know. I'm of the mind that I don't really, until I have a character. If I have a character that I know that's there and they have a list on GG that shows all the gear, now I can start going through and deciding what I have, what I don't have, and what I need to farm for, what I don't have. Otherwise, on my main account, my big account, I've got 10 guns, 10 cuffs, 30 Carbantes. Like, I just have an inventory that I'm just sitting on, and stuff just slowly builds over time. So, there's no real need to worry about it. So I don't know where you're at in your development, but I wouldn't worry too much about stopping stuff to focus on the unknown.
There you go. All right, next question for Deadpool Kyle. This is from Xlore. And the question is, I did Dock and Spit already and only need 10 Chirotechs for Gear 13 my Asajj. Who do I shoot for next to Gear 13? Talzin or Zombie?
My initial response is I would say go for Zombie because she's annoying. The Gear 13 helps her a little, but at the same time, Talzin can just. I think her relic or her Gear 13 piece doesn't really help her all that much. So I want to say Zombie for sure. Like, you want her to be a good tank, so Gear 13 her, and if Night Sisters is you're gonna get the whole squad to Gear 13, I would do Zombie first.
Okay. All right, Michael W. Huntington. We have another question from our good friend Stanky. He says, question, which is better, to Gear 13 max relic an entire faction, or to Gear 13 max relic one character in multiple factions?
Ooh, I opted for the second option.
Yeah, same.
Of spreading it across. It's the question really is asking, do I put all my eggs in one basket?
Right.
No, you don't. You need to spread it out. First tune that I worked on was Geonosian Brood Alpha. That was one. Obviously, I benefit from it myself, but that was one. It was that you've got to do that one because of the Geonosian requirements for the GOTB and all the rewards and everything. So you're looking at what Tambor shards. You're looking at all the additional currency, that we only get from that TB at the moment. So I opted that route, bumped him up. And now I'm sharing it all out, and try. What I do try to do is, if I'm taking a character to get to Gear 13, is to have the mats ready to take them to level 1 relic, because that's where the game shifted now, hasn't it? It was that we worked to get them to Gear 13. Now we're getting them to Gear 13 R7. Unofficially Gear 14, I suppose, because they're maxed as they're going to be until the next thing comes in. But it's not too bad to take them to relic level 1 and just give them that additional boost. But definitely, from my perspective and my opinion, share
the load.
Yeah, you've got what, 5 or 6 squads that you're going to for GAC and for TW. So at least having 1 tune in each faction that you're using, each squad. Yep.
All right. Back up top to you, good old Maurice. Question from the Escape Podcast, and that's probably Paul. He says, question, who is your least favorite relic?
Like in the game, or that I've done, I don't know. None.
None so far that you've come across, or is it,
I don't have any regrets yet.
Is there any that you look at that you're like, I'm definitely not doing that relic?
Oh well,
not the obvious ones like Mob Enforcer or Cup or anything like that.
I mean, I'd have to pull up the sheet here and look. I mean, if I haven't really looked at characters and said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm looking for the ones I want to do. I guess maybe some of the attackers initially that have, like the crit avoidance and evasion mechanics yet. I'm not really looking for those yet. So maybe something along those lines. I mean, just you got to look at the stats. Probably something like Holdo. I probably wouldn't do Holdo, even though she gets a huge crit avoidance boost. I wouldn't do. I probably won't leap to do Jedi Training Rare initially. Not that she's bad. It's just that's not really one that sticks out to me.
Okay.
There is a sheet. I'd have to look at the numbers. I don't really know off the top of my head.
Well,
Sorry.
have to wait till you get to something you're like, oh no, what have I done?
I don't have any regrets yet, if that's what he meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all the ones. Cody is probably the most questionable one I've done. I'm taking him to 3 hopefully today, so
Okay.
we'll see.
We'll see. All right, next question for Jedi Master Dasha, and this is one from Hermit Fulgrim. It says, question for Dasha. Do relics greatly improve Hermit Yoda's viability?
Not well. I mean, it gives him some more health, armor in that sense, but his viability is already there pre-relic. Like, I don't have any relic levels on him yet because his mastery is accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. He doesn't really need that. So I'm hoping he gets like one of those secret abilities that they're referring to. But otherwise, yeah, he'll gain some base health, armor along the way. But if you already have him at gear 13, he is as viable as you honestly need him to be. The main reason to get him there is for the speed. Like, that's his main purpose, is you want him fast. Is he's going to start in stealth, so he's not going to get focused down. You can have pretty much any mod primaries on him to make him beefy. If you use gear 10, then you do need a little bit of protection health there, because he doesn't stay in stealth forever, and then when he does pop, he could get killed by an AoE, for example. But again, if you have him gear 12, gear 13, his tankiness, his health, protection pool is usually pretty good, that if he does eventually die, you've probably either already won the match or you lost the match. Like, at that point, it's pretty much decided. He's going to get his master's training out, did his job. His heals are pretty good too, though, of course. That if you want to capitalize all that on that, because it's the health equalization and the percent. So if you can, for that reason, you could go all in health on him. But no, he doesn't need, at least in my mind right now, he does not need any relic love. I have him nice and fast, because again, that's the main reason to even get him to 12 and 13. All the other stuff is extra to add to that tankiness on the occasion when he pops out of stealth and he dies. But the relic, I was kind of disappointed in that, though. I guess, what could they really give him as far as a relic? But when I saw it's a damage and accuracy increase, why? So I'm hoping that's alluding to he's going to get this awesome ability down the line when they start doing that for all the characters, that he'll do something awesome. But then at the same time, someone pointed out that they're kind of limited in what they can grant characters that don't have any attacks or whatsoever. So it's just kind of like a dummy relic, so to speak, but because he's support, so they're kind of limited in how they would give him his mastery stats. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping there's like some grand design
We'll see,
in giving him this weird mastery stats.
We'll see. We'll see how powerful I will become. All right. Next question to Warrior. Fat Tony 99 says, question. I got my Malak to Relic 7. Darth Revan, Bastila, HK are all Relic 2. Who do I prioritize raising up higher first between those three? It seems like it would be possible for HK to one-shot T3 turn 1 if HK is high enough. What would you recommend there, Warrior?
I would definitely say that Basti and HK are a higher priority than Revan. Revan's very durable, and people kind of tend to leave him till near the end because of his health equalization with Malak, because Malak tends to be in there, and so that ends up triggering Malak, and you get stacks on Malak, and you don't want that. So it's one of the other two. HK is an attacker. Tends to do better on damage, and he tends to be able to do higher in damage. So that would be a possibility. Honestly, with the list, I wish it was Sith Marauder in there, because then I would say Sith Marauder all the way. Bidding for 100K on a basic. 100K on a basic is well worth it. You can accidentally kill Malik on that basic.
He hits so hard, it's stupid.
Yeah, so I think that Marauder should definitely be a consideration. I had a team I went against in my leaderboard. They put a tier 7 Marauder, and everything else was Relic tier 1, and I could not beat it. So it was just too much. He was just one-shotting everything on basics and specials. So it was just like, okay, whatever. But, with that list, I'd probably do HK. It does give some stats to Basti, and everyone's trying to desperately kill your Basti. So for like Grand Arena type situations, you're going to get more value out of the relics on Basti because they're doing everything in their power to kill her first, and that's like the thing everyone does. They go in with their team, and that's the first person they target down. It's either her and then Sith Marauder, or Sith Marauder and then her. And so those are the two that I would relic really for kind of viability across the board on all teams. So
there you go. I agree. All right, next question for you, GBK, from Sir Boss 73. Question: other than the top 5 factions, we know which ones those are. What other factions are relic worthy besides the big 5, which is CLS, GG, Padme, Sith Empire, Jedi Knight, Revan? What's a faction out there that's outside of that you you think is worthy of doing relics?
Well, currently, outside of that, I think maybe look into the Sith Triumvirate. I think Treya, Scion, Nihilus should be on your radar. They get Treya gets some pretty nasty increases. Scion gets some pretty sick bonuses as well.
Gear 12 Treya is awesome.
Hey.
Is that Lady
No
Pool
help,
Panda?
no help, no
listen
help.
Here, yeah,
no help.
listen here, you Lady Pool Panda.
They're yelling at you.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I think outside of the big 5, Sith Triumvirate should be on your radar, and maybe even some Night Sisters.
Yeah, those are 2 factions
well.
for me.
You can't really go wrong with either of those 2.
No, you really can't.
Sith Triumvirate, I mean, just for the simple fact they counter so many things, and their health, all 3 of their health pools, which they're already tanky as all can be, they get better health pool. Treya, someone showed me a shot of Treya doing like almost 150 damage between her 3 saber throws.
It's awesome.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you another faction that's really nasty is the clones. I've got a friend that our shard.
I can't comment on the clones. Mine are still great.
I know, but I can because I have a friend. The shard mate is running high level clones with Shock T. That team is sick nasty. That team hits hard. They've got a ton of health and stuff. They're nasty. The 501st with Shock T and stuff, good Lord in heaven. When they get relicked, they're stupid nasty. So if you're thinking about those...
I can see that too.
Yeah, so clones...
That's who I'm running.
What's that word?
That's who I've been running for the last week.
Yeah, they're sick.
Shock T, the 501st, and Anakin.
They're nasty. They're just absolutely stupid, man. They hit so dang hard, man. I'm like... God, dog, man. So it actually encouraged me to keep working on finishing up my clones and stuff. So I'm all in on that team and finishing it up. So, oh, God. Rex is stupid. So that's all I'm going to say. All right. Michael, we're going to you next. From Matthew, 1908. He says, question. After losing current GAC matchup due to 1 misplay and 1 additional game freeze, there's no chance to progress to Kyber anymore. I'm thinking of experimenting only in the last matchup. Any downsides to this?
The only downside, I suppose, is where he's sitting at the moment. I mean, if he's sitting in 7th, actually, no.
So yeah, really, it is
The,
no
the,
downside.
no, I mean the only possible downside would be whether you place 2 to 4 or whatever within your current
Yeah, and it's
around,
not
but
that big a difference.
not really, not really. I'd do it. I mean, for just coming onto the show, it really is hitting home how much relics are changing the entire landscape, and stuff that didn't work is working, and counters that used to work aren't working. That combined with a full 6E mods on a tune, and you're fighting a completely different battle. Experiment. I mean, that's where we're all.
Yeah.
I think that's where we all are. I mean, we're picking up from all the experimental and theory crafting creators. But have a crack yourself.
All right. Back up top to Moonshine Runner himself, good old Maurice, from our good friend Ray Rock. He says, question: who should get the next Zeta between Revan's Hero, Gigi's Daunting Presence, Shock T's Unity Wins War, and Five's Tactical Awareness? If you can you have one Zeta, those 4, what do you think, good old Maurice?
Which one's the hero Zeta? Which one does that do? I'm trying to look it up here.
Well, there's Revan's. Well, any Revan is important.
I would do Revan.
Yeah.
I would do Revan, and then maybe
I like tactical. Five's Tactical Awareness is pretty good. Unity for
I would do
Shakti. Yeah, it's a hard choice, man.
I don't think I would do Shakti, simply because if we do get something else, Shakti might be kind of not in the place you thought she was. Like, currently I'm using my Shakti on my Padme team, and the only one that benefits from either of those Zetas I have on her is herself for the counter, which is helpful because she counters, dispels, she replaces Ahsoka in my Padme team, but I don't think that's worth a Zeta. We'll I would go Revan's hero.
Yeah.
And then maybe Fives. I would hold off on Shakti for now, just to see what's coming.
Okay. Next question for Lady Adastra. And this is from Dartsign 1972 question. My first order isn't all Gear 12. Is now the time to finish them before the new movie content drops? Also, does anyone think CG will have Rose Tico as a requirement? I can either farm her or finish Baze. Poor Rose Tico. No, she's not going to be a part of this.
So far away. It's kind of.
It's only a couple months away, Jedi Master Dash. You got to think long term, young lady.
Compared to what we know is coming,
oh yeah, we have no idea.
A lot of stuff we know is coming. We just don't know when. So don't look past all that to the movie. So there might be a possibility First Order gets some love, and so I mean I wouldn't worry about that yet. Because of everything that's about to hit us now, there's no point in skipping all that to months later with the First Order. But that being said, you could still work on your First Order, though. You said he had him at Gear 12 already?
Yeah, all Gear 12.
Okay, so you're in a good spot. That you could. I'm not sure where your Gear 13 stuff is at, but they don't have to be Gear 13 yet. We were just talking about that with the relic stuff. And you got more priorities right now. First Order is kind of off on the side there. So I would focus more on the stuff you need right now. Like, how is your Galactic Republic looking? How does your Separatists look? How does your main, the Big Five look? How does everything else, basically? That there's just no need to. That's, again, pretty far away compared to everything that we have going on and what's about to drop. We're going to get new clone character or Galactic Republic character, and Galactic Republic is still the thing right now, so that's the focus. So yeah, don't you don't want to skip all this.
No, we know Lightside TV's coming, so. All right. Next question for Warrior from Snakes 1594. Question: I have a Gear 13 Relic 4 Brute Alpha, Relic 4 Spy, Relic 4 Sunfac, soon Gear 13 Soldier. After that, should I Gear 13 Poggle or move toward Galactic Republic teams?
Sounds like you might as well Gear 13 Poggle. Why not, right? You get quite a few stats boosted, plus mods are going to take into account the entire Gear 12, Gear 12 Plus once you get to Gear 13. So I think that would make sense.
Right?
Plus, then you can put in the Relic 1 or 2 pretty easily. I mean, Relic 1 goes on everyone instantly, and then Relic 2, it takes like, a day, worst case scenario, and Relic 3, which is a really good staging point for all characters, takes maybe 2 days to get to Relic 3 on a character, not a big deal. So I would finish the team off just for my OCD.
Jeez. All right, next question. Well, this is kind of Durgan being Durgan. It says, question: were you not able to wait team money up in Jedi for GA and had to settle for Deadpool Kyle? Yes. We couldn't. Team money was in a maple syrup coma. Gilmaurice tried to revive her from her fall slumber, and we were kind enough to get Deadpool Kyle. All right, moving on to a real question for you, DPK. Damn Durgan. From Stoner Jedi, Xylo Takedown. He says, question: I'm hoarding Zetas for the new epic confrontation. Thoughts on what we should start doing to prepare for the event, or anyone else hoarding as well? Thanks, everyone. What do you think for old Stoner Jedi there, DPK?
For the quote unquote possibly impossible that might come or may not come, just hoard. As to characters, I mean, anything probably Galactic Republic is worth mentioning. I know Xylo's Separatists should be pretty
stupid.
I was gonna say pretty
stupid.
Good. But I would anything Galactic Republic and possibly Separatists if you can finish them up. That would be what I would do.
All right. Next question for you, Mikey. From Epic Fails, question: what is the best in GA against Brood Alpha Relic 7 when you don't have any Relic characters left? Tried Jedi Knight Revan, just missed getting BA, then my Padme, which got owned as mine undergeared. Ooh.
Sorry, best who?
Okay, what is the best in GA against a Brood Alpha, Geonosians, Relic 7, when you don't have any Relic characters left? I tried Jedi Revan, but just missed getting BA. Then my Padme team I tried, which got owned as minor undergeared. You're in trouble. You're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, you are. If you've got it to use it, Padme Galactic Republic would be.
They say he tried it. They got owned.
You tried it. Oh,
because these are undergeared. He said.
Gotcha. Yeah. After that, wow. The triumvirate. But even then, I mean, they're really going to struggle nowadays against it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you need the triumvirate and two, Sith Trooper and another.
Yeah, I usually go in there with the triumvirate with Sith Trooper, and they of course go right after Sith Trooper and Scion, and then they just wear themselves out. But that's really rough.
Whether or not they're geared to withstand it,
mm-hmm.
which sounds ridiculous to say about a triumvirate squad and that, but no, it is a very tough one to crack. I hold my Geos looking for Shakti clone squads because they are fantastic against that.
Okay.
Something like that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not a lot of options there for you unless you have the Jawas. As maybe you can kill a couple, get lucky, and then finish it off with another team. That's pretty rough, brother.
But that means gearing your Jawas up nowadays as well.
I know.
Once you're in the relic level.
I can't. I'm working on clones. I can't do both teams. It's just Jawas are just not a priority for one team.
I had my first fail with my. I've got Gear 11 Jawas, and I had my first fail with them in this round of GAC. Fortunately, I managed to get their Geo Spy out. That was the only one that was squishy enough, and I took down. But then, yeah, it was then. I think it was Triumvirate then, just to shut down Brute so that you can take out Brood Alpha. And even then, it's such a chore. Such a chore.
All right.
Buggers keep healing, regenerating.
All right. Back up top to you, good old Maurice. Next question from Gurgen Durgan. It says, question, is a Relic 3 or 4 GBA better in your arena on a Darth Revan team in place of a Gear 12 Sith Trooper?
I don't use that team, but I do see a lot of people going towards that. So I'm going to go with yes, just because that's what everybody's converting to, at least on my shard. And I think somebody earlier mentioned it as well on the panel here. So, I mean, if you've got that high of a Brood Alpha, you might as well put him to use. I mean, I think just from the gear and relic alone, that he'll be better than Sith Trooper. So, and you do get the same sort of pre-taunt as Sith Trooper provides. And actually, it's especially if the opposing team has a Sith Marauder, using Brood Alpha, he won't get the ferocity, so there'll be less debuffs for Marauder to feed off of. So you might tone down the Marauder a little bit as well. So let's go with yes.
Yes, I use it on my team. It's nasty. Having the Brood in there as a second tank, plus you have GBA who can remove the entire team's buffs. It's really nice. It's nice. I like it. All right, next question for Jedi Master Adastra. Give me a second here. From Sean Ragnar, the Red Kelly. Question. Besides General Grievous, who should I take to Relic 7 next in the GG droid team?
It's a good question. I have my Grievous at 7, and I was debating that too. Like, who should be the next one to get some love to make this team even scarier? I don't know. I'm torn between B1 and B2. It's kind of what I'm looking at, because that's your core. Those core 3, because the others can get kind of changed out sometimes depending on what you're doing. But like B2, he's just a beast. And if you can keep him alive longer, because his AoE can just shut down a lot of counters, because usually people want to try to kill him right away because his AoE can be annoying, and he's just a tough one. So I'm thinking he might be good for that reason. But then B1, although his mastery isn't the best, but he'll still get some damage boosts from the relics. Not a whole lot, though. I don't know. Actually, no, he does get a lot, I think. I was thinking someone else. My bad. He does get a damage boost. He is attacker, agility attacker. So he would be a great candidate as well, because he's the healer on the team. So that's who I'm torn between the two. Anyone else want to chime in and help us decide?
Well, I was kind of thinking Magna, because your tankiness as well. It's that team.
Well, so you have any of them apparently.
Well, the only one I was talking to him in the chat, and it is the full Separatist team. I was torn between B1 and Magna, actually.
Yeah, Magna, that would be a good one too, for that reason, because he, the taunt. And if it's harder to get through that, although the downside is you can dispel a lot to get around him. So that's why I was feeling like B2 is more of an annoyance one.
I like B2 myself.
Team.
Yeah.
Because his AoE, like when I use my Jedi to counter them, I try to kill B2 as soon as possible for that reason. And then B1 is the next target usually. So that's why I was thinking those two, just for the counters. If you make them tougher to kill. And then if B1 is dishing out insane damage, I mean, his AoE and his healing, so that could be pretty brutal too. But honestly, yeah, this, I fear the day when I see a Relic 7-4 whole droid team. Like that's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah,
in
that's
Banner,
that's gonna be giving you nightmares.
I'm just gonna be like, can I just quit? I don't know if my Jedi can withstand this barrage.
All right. Next one, we've got a statement and a question for you, Warrior. From Tech Jericho, not a question, just a statement. Warrior, video on getting C-3PO was great and helped a lot. I was able to get him to 7 stars. Only 10 attempts with 2 at gear 9, 1 at gear 10, and 2 at gear 11. And then he has a question. He says, question, Warrior mentioned in the video that Bounty Hunter as a faction are good for relics that benefit all around. Can you elaborate more on that? Is it the health benefits under the boss lead?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So it's everybody's going to gain about 20,000 health, and then other stats that are drilled down per individual. Plus, bounty hunters are attack faction centric, and all attackers had the greatest gains. So Django is stupid on his basic, hitting for 40k and then 40k at relic level 5. Like, are you serious? Like, 80k on his basic. Boba Fett is an attacker. Dengar's an attacker. Zam is an attacker. Cad Bane is an attacker. Like, everyone's an attacker, and all of them go from being amazing to being just stupid OP damage-wise. And it really drills down their offensive capabilities, their accuracy, and then they all get like 20k health boost, and that is for his lead. It just makes them extremely durable. For the record, I can guarantee that bounty hunters can beat the Darth Revan team with the right relics for a fact. Even if the relic, even if some of the characters are reliced out on the opposing team, without any relics and without any, I just have my bounty hunters gear 12, no gear 13, all of them gear 12. I beat Darth Revan teams that are gear 13 with my bounty hunters. And the reason for this, if people don't realize it, is that bounty hunters gain their protection and all that back every time somebody gets a debuff, and that the opposing team, that's if you're using all your characters like Zam and everything, they just get tons of health protection back. They're just nonstop. They're super durable. Your only Achilles heel is going to be basically getting stun locks. If you get stunned or something like that, then your character's going to be screwed. So you kind of want to stay at or above your opponent's gear level with bounty hunters. So, but with bounty hunters, with the attackers, Boba Fett can one-shot anybody on a Darth Revan team like immediately, because they'll have 5 to 10 stacks of ferocity. Though every single stack is considered a debuff, and so he can go, oh, Sith Marauder who? Bam, 140 grand, and Sith Marauder goes down really fast. And the other thing is, and a lot of people don't pay attention to this, but bounty hunters as a faction are faster than hell. Like, they're all, Zam's one of the fastest, if not the fastest character in the game. She's like within the top 3 for sure. Same thing with a lot of the other characters. They have some decent speed. Django's got decent speed on him already. So if you had, decent mods, good mods, you could put a good set of mods on them, get them to relic, tier 5, 3 to 5, and watch this team pummel through. I've seen 2 on my Scissorman account all of a sudden in the top 20, pop their head into the top 20, and they're like relic tier 1 on most of the characters. So I think that they're going to be, as a overall faction, a faction that people aren't thinking a ton about, except for the people who love their bounty hunters. But anyone who loves their bounty hunters are shaking their head right now going, amen, brother, because they're seeing that value in that team. But of course, relics are going to benefit all teams. So as people start to focus down their bounty hunters, other people will be focusing on other teams, and everything kind of has a Achilles heel, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question. Well, look who showed up. Well, I'll be damned. Look, it's Captain T yourself, T Money G, and she's being all quiet.
I'm muted. Good morning, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
You
Sorry for my lateness.
You need Team Money's never late or early. She arrives precisely when she means to.
Exactly. Thank you for not making me say it.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, Team Money. I'll get a question for you here, young lady. So get your coffee and get ready. We'll get you a question here in a second. All right, we go back to Deadpool Kyle from DB. He says, question. I saw what you wrote in there, DPK. You want to ask Mike your question? Because I'm not reading that. You know what you wrote.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Okay, so in the chat, Mike, DPK says, question, Mike, where does Sweary get her foul mouth from?
Oh, that's a really, really easy question to answer. Her mother.
Yes.
Well, you know, question to answer, but
yeah.
now you got to live with the consequences.
You know, my name is Sweary, and a lot today, Sweary.
One of her previous bosses had to deal with something, and he was asked why he'd asked Sweary's mother to do it for him, and the answer was, "Why have a pit bull and bark yourself?"
Science.
Yeah.
All right, DPK. Question from DB. He says, question. I have 3 Zetas saved. Was waiting to put on clones. Was holding off thinking new meta character type challenging incoming. When do you think we will get a new meta tune?
Yeah, I saw that question in the chat. Just save your Zetas. Wait till we get a little more information. Paparazzi has said multiple times in the chat, just kind of hoard, man. We're kind of in limbo right now of what we should do. Relics have really shaken up the game, and don't get caught blindsided spending your Zetas. Kind of just build up your Zeta numbers, because if you've noticed, a lot of the teams lately have required no less than 5 Zetas to be functional, and that could catch you off guard. Yeah, just hold on to them. Keep hoarding.
Yeah, I'm hoarding Zetas like a madman, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I could take all the clones and stuff, but no, not doing it, so... All right, let's see here. Next question goes to Mikey from Utah. Says, question, the usual Padme team is Padme, General Kenobi, Anakin, Ahsoka, Barriss, or 3PO. Would Ayla be okay instead of Barriss? Just a general question.
I haven't tried it recently. I did try it early days, and the answer would be no. Sorry, but yeah, she well, yours is probably relic level 7. At that level,
yes, for the rest of us,
Ayla? No, Ayla is awesome at Gear 12, Gear 13. She don't need no relic.
No, get out of here.
But is she awesome in a Padme team?
Yeah, I've used her in there before.
You have, but is she your go-to?
Oh, I
No.
see what you're saying. For
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
counters, yeah. But like, say if you're going against Darth Revan, not ideal.
Not
But
ideal.
against
Okay.
other stuff, yeah. Because you're gonna choose the other main ones against Darth Revan. So like, if you had no one else, then sure. Like, I did it as tests, but that was like during all the pre-relic stuff, and she can work, but it's not as good. But against everything else, she's super handy because of the stuns and the assists. Like that's actually pretty useful with helping to control whatever you're going against. So she is actually a decent option if you have her.
All right. Sir Boss 73 asks, question, should I take Cubs to the Star Wars 9 premiere? Sure, why not? All right, we go to you, Captain T. Do you have your coffee and maple syrup?
I don't. That's okay. It gives me a little edge.
We be getting some questions for you, Captain T. See, from Paparazzi question. I think it's really too early to get too excited about Relics since we don't know who will be getting what abilities, which could shift what's a priority. What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure if the question is like what relics we should get, but I love relics.
Let's just say we should get excited because we don't know what the abilities are going to be on the relics.
Oh yeah, I mean the abilities are a whole other layer that's going to go on top. I mean, who's going to relic 7 Hermit Yoda or C-3PO or Watt? Nobody until until Hermit Yoda gets like annihilate other team with cuteness. I don't know what his ability is going to be.
Yes, please.
All right.
So there's going to be all these characters that maybe aren't getting. I don't know. There's a lot of characters get really good relics. I feel like it's you can R7 a lot of characters and have them working well against the meta right now. Counter teams are working really well, better than they were before relics, more reliable. Not everybody has a full R7 Darth Revan team, but a lot of the counters are still working versus them. So I don't know. I'm happy with relics. I'm excited, but the abilities are a little scary. Who knows what's going to come? Maybe they'll go back to a very, very pay-to-play kind of outlook there, but we'll see.
All right. Apropos wins this question. Isn't GAC 5 week as planned now? Yes, the last week is like a review week, if I'm not mistaken, right? You have 4 weeks of fights, 4 rounds, however you want to label them, and then the last one is like, this is what you did and did not do. So,
you decide if you want to continue to play or not.
You
want to participate in the next one.
You want to go home and rethink your life. All right, back up to you, Gom. From our friend Shadowville, my H-Town brother says, question, currently running a Gear 12 Shock T, Relic 4 Rex, Relic 4 Echo, Relic 4 5s, Relic 7 Jedi Knight Anakin, and getting one in arena with no problems every day. Do I keep taking 501st up, or do I start to Relic another team now?
Well, it depends if you enjoy Grand Arena. If you like Grand Arena, you're gonna need some more. You're gonna need more than one decked out clone team, especially if that's your Darth Revan counter. You can't really put that on defense. So yeah, I would. If you're winning in Arena, you're taking first every day, I would probably pause on that team and go elsewhere. Maybe, like I mentioned earlier, maybe do a pilot or two. Maybe do, just kind of split up your attackers. Han Solo, you've got Anakin already. Maybe Night Sister Spirit. Maybe, I did Cody. You have Cody. So I mean, just I don't know. Maybe I don't really know what to say there. Like I want to stay. You want to recommend people staying focused, but at the same time, if it's already good enough to win, I just think you're going to hurt yourself in Grand Arena if you only have that one offensive team. Because your opponents, I'm facing a lot of opponents that just have 1, 2, 3 relic gear pieces on everybody. Like, I'm facing one guy that has like 20 more relic levels than me now, just because he put 1 and 2 across the board. Maybe select a few a key character in different factions and kind of take them up to maybe 3. Han Solo would be a good one.
Okay. Next question for Jedi Master Dasher from Paparazzi question. What do you think the epic event tune requirement will be? I don't think it's 501st requirement. I think it will be the GR Jedi against the 501st team. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the question. There's just so much speculation of what we're gonna need, but like Shock T, it's heavily implied. They're gonna have to require her. She's the latest farming, the latest farm for everyone to do, and to make people purchase her shards as a panic if it's a 7-star requirement. So that's where 501st or Jedi, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Absolutely, it's just which one. But so it could be Shock T plus the clones. It could be Shock T plus any Galactic Republic Jedi. But then I feel like that would be too broad for them. So that's why it seems more likely that it's the clones, because it's more limited for people. us older players, we have a lot of the clones built up, but like newer players, not as much. Though the team is getting more attention, so people are working on clones now. So I mean, I feel like, but for that reason, that it might be that, or they'll make it specific because they kind of, I don't know. I mean, like they could do anything to just throw a ringer at us. They could require specific characters rather than just a whole faction, because they're trying to. You gotta look at it from their standpoint. What's gonna make them money? What's gonna make it more exclusive? So other than Shock T, what else could they require to make it really difficult? So a lot of people have these characters built up or are working on them now because of the attention they're getting and just the relics supercharging these characters. So I feel like if they do require just the faction in general, the threshold, the power threshold is probably going to be ridiculous. So let's say it is any Galactic Relic Jedi. The threshold is probably going to be, you're going to need a minimum of Gear 13 or something like that in order to complete the event. Because again, all these characters so accessible, other than Shock T being the more exclusive one right now that we're building towards, they're gonna have an insane requirement to be able to complete the event. So, but character-wise, I'm leaning towards the 501st just because that's the newest thing. But I would definitely be okay with the Jedi because that would be cakewalk for me.
Okay.
Do you reckon it might be tentacle head and slap heads?
Okay, all right.
I'm not
From
even
the
gonna
Galactic
respond to
Republic
that.
faction.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
But dodgy kit guy, and then throw in mace and stuff, and yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they could, because they can do pretty much anything they want with these events. It's a new type of event. The only reference we have is Malik's event. It doesn't mean it'll have to be a direct copy of that. They could just kind of pick and choose. Yeah, you're gonna need Kit Fisto, Ayla, like these random obscurities. But I don't think they would do that, honestly, because just for the ease for them, and there'd probably be quite a bit of backlash.
It would create some panic gearing, though, wouldn't it? And that's kind of where the revenue's coming from now, isn't it? From gearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the character requirements won't be that bad. It's gonna be the power requirements that's gonna be rough on people. So it's like, oh, you have all these characters, but now you gotta level them up and relic them, or Gear 13 them, or the minimum power entry. It's gonna be
over
9,000.
Be a tough. All right. Next question.
But I wish they would just announce something already.
Well, you'll have to wait, young lady. All right. Next question for Warrior from DB. Question: what is the best droid lead for General Grievous T3 to beat Relic Darth Revan teams, and do I need both of T3 Zetas?
So you could do HK or you could do IG-88 of the two. IG-88 is the better of the two. And you don't even need a lot of speed on these. What you need is for these characters to survive a little bit to get them ramped up. So, getting a lot of protection with just speed secondaries on these characters. Potency is most important because the debuffs are really important on this team. And then I would try, if you can, Gear 13, T3. I don't know if you said you did that or not.
Didn't say.
I would definitely get T3. T3's got to survive long enough. Probably, kind of has to out-survive everyone except for, you want T3 to die fourth, and not first, because that. Plus, you want to Zeta the armor penetration. Actually, T3 really want both Zetas on that team, and then you also want BB-8's taunting Zeta, both of BB-8 Zetas. So you're talking about 2 Zetas on BB-8, 2 on T3, 2 on General Grievous. There's 6 right there. And those are all of them really optimal. If you have them, and the team works really, really well. If you're missing a couple of those, the team's just less impressive. I've also seen some people trying to run General Grievous as the leader in that team at Tier 7. It does far less damage than under the IG-88. It's important with the target lock synergy, and the optimal fifth character would be your IPD, the Imperial Probe Droid. One, because he can just go boom, and two, because he's got that target lock synergy and he applies that dispel with target lock additions. So,
okay. Next question for DBK question. My Rex is at. Wait. Hold on. My thing just went crazy. All right. For DBK, next question from Azarias. Question: Is Han Solo Relic 7 good in a Darth Revan Malak team? I'm using Darth Revan Relic 1, Basilisk Gear 13, Malak Gear 11, 6 stars, HK Gear 12, and Brute Alpha Gear 13. I struggle to get top 40. Who should I replace? So they want to throw Han Solo into that.
Repeat the team comp he had.
Darth Revan Relic 1, Basilisk Gear 13, Malak Gear 11, 6 stars, HK Gear 12, and Brute Alpha Gear 13.
And he wants to put
He's Han Solo Relic 7 in.
I mean, so your weak link in that, which is going to be HK. He's your damage dealer, and if he's only at Gear 12, an R7 Han Solo is going to be able to pretty much one-shot Dark Basti almost immediately.
Oh, Lord.
I've seen Relic 5 pretty much one-shot Dark Basti. So yeah, if you want to put Han Solo on the team, I would take out HK. He's really your weak link there.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, next question for Mikey. Clone Troop 211 has a question. He says, question: My Rex is at 321 speed and is now under shock T, adding 35, making him 356. He is paired with Echo and 5s. With his 4% bonus with 501st, what is the speed now? I have either 398 and 384. I don't know the exact calculation for that. I think it does his base speed on that, if I'm not mistaken, right, Mike? Not what his overall speed is for the percentages?
That's my understanding, yeah. So his base speed is 321.
Well, no. So if you take his base speed, not add in any mod speed or anything like that, so whatever his base speed is per the character, then you take that percentage and then you add that to overall speed that you have. Is the way I understand it. Am I wrong on that?
Don't think no. That sounds.
Because then it adds in everything else. So like if his speed is like 160, you take 12% of that, add that to whatever his speed is. So if it's 356, add that, then that's what it should be. That's still stupid.
Yeah.
It's the mod after the mods. You're not doing the base speed alone. Are you saying the mods aren't counting?
No, they're not counting. As far as
it's the mod. It's his speed at the start. So with mods, you do the percent, and then you add, if there's a shock lead, then you add the 35 after.
This is correct. The women have spoken.
Oh, I don't care about that. That never mattered in my world.
So hang on, how do we take it then? We take it at whatever the speed says in the character. If we look up the
whatever the mods, example, whatever speed he has with mods, that's what you calculated off first, and then you add the 35 after that.
So you do the 4% per 501st.
So it's
that,
like 12,
and then
it's usually 12 if you have the 4 of them. So you multiply it with the 12% multiplier there with whatever speed he has at the start. So like say you have a modded for like a 280 speed, that's what you're multiplying it with, and then you add the 35. So it can be really freaking stupid fast.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's ridiculous. So All
So
right.
it's kind of cool. that
This
you
has
you
been
don't have
math
to
on.
have
Yeah, this
your
has been math
best
equations on
mods-
Jedi Academy.
mods there.
Yeah. So.
Agree.
Ugh,
Math make head
yeah,
hurt.
I'm bleeding. On my brain. It's too early in the morning for me to be doing math. All right. Next question. Who else popped in? Anybody else popped in? Remon, you sneaky turkey. I see you there.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, hi. You just show up.
Yeah. I'm off today. I happen to be, and I haven't been for a long time. So I wanted to come, but I had a really late night gaming session with good old Maurice last night
Well, he
playing
showed up on.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, he showed up on time though.
Yeah. But then after he went to bed, I Legend of Zelda came out yesterday too, and I don't know. At some point, I just woke up around like 6:30 in the morning, like just in a dungeon in Legend of Zelda, like just sitting there on my couch, and I was like, I gotta stop this, So I just went and laid down, and I woke up at around 11 o'clock. So I felt it was a little disrespectful to come on late, but
God, please.
But I figured I rarely have the opportunity, so let me come on and see how you guys are doing.
I will get you a question, but first I have to get Team Money a question. So.
Oh, but first, I need to get going.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Always fun being on here.
Yes.
Hope you all have a good rest of the weekend and
yes.
have a good week and survive.
Yes. Don't forget about the 24th.
What?
Yeah, don't forget about the 24th Jedi Master Dasher. And if you want to pip your channel real quick.
Oh, yeah. And
what is your channel?
Jedi Rule. That is all.
Where can folks find you on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, you can find me at Jedi Master Adastra on YouTube. You can find me on some of the faction servers. I'm usually lurking around there. RSG. If you want to ping me, ask any questions, that's fine.
Or if you can't find her, just get with Durgan. He knows where she's at all times.
Yeah, he knows where everyone is.
He does. It's scary. I'm meeting him tomorrow.
Oh, God. Good luck.
Thanks. All right, that's the lovely Jedi Master Dash. Check out her stuff. All right, we go back to Captain T and had a fun little question here, then a serious question, T. But Paparazzi says, question for T Money: how did T Doubloon enjoy Talk Like a Pirate Day?
I was going to come on RSG, and I don't know. The pirate inside me slept in, I think.
She hasn't had her grog yet. Give her time.
Aye.
Where be the rum? All right. But from Bone Jones 159 question: do you think we'll get the Mace rework? What do you think at this point? We still haven't got nothing on any of the reworks or anything. Do you think another one is coming in where they finally get Mace in the right frame of reference for playing this game?
Absolutely. I think that it makes a lot of sense for that to come with the, the Battle of Geonosis, light side territory battles. I mean, it makes sense that he's either the reward there or we get him released there as part of some. I don't think he'll be a marquee. I don't know. We've been waiting for him for so long.
Mm-hmm.
He is, more iconic than General Grievous, in my opinion. He's, he's Mace Windu, and he's just been so shamefully neglected for so long. it's an eyesore at this point. So I think that we are going to get him, and we'll definitely get him within 6 months for sure, if not within a month or two here. It's we can see the trend that's happening within the game. Nothing is going to waste anymore with Grand Arena. They want us to kind of have to farm everything, right? It's kind of you're battling, somebody has one team, you have to get that team, et cetera, and they're bringing all these new teams back to life, and Mace is definitely going to be a part of that.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what this next question. Yuta's been asking some weird questions today. He says, Yuta, question: what is the panda mug's name? Has anybody got a?
Me?
No, just in
No.
general.
Good old Maurice has a panda coffee mug.
Oh well, did you name it Good Old Maurice?
Yes, I did actually.
What's the name?
Bartholomew.
All right. So let it be written. So let it be done. All right. Next question. We'll go to you, Remon. Are you ready for a question, my friend?
My whole life, been ready.
We'll see. From Grande Verga, question: what level do imps need to be at to beat a Gear 13 Night Sisters? Do you just need Gear 13 Stark, or is there more?
Well, as far as the you're talking about the Imperial the Imperial troopers, right?
Yes, not clones. The other troopers.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it has more to do with the mods than it has to do with the gear and the relics. I think that I mean, of course, you have to be geared up to, I think, like I'd say around like year 12. But if the Night Sisters have some serious relics too, I mean, I don't know what has changed since the Night Sisters have acquired the relics. I don't know how much of a difference it is, but I think that the whole counter to the Night Sisters with the Imperial troopers has kind of not been as good lately, right? Yeah. I mean, like, it's not really the same anymore. It used to be like a really good counter, and I think that there are better options now. But ultimately, I think that
it's just not a big fan of troopers against Night Sisters anymore, especially if they get like Gear 13 or higher with relics. I mean, it goes very poorly.
yeah. I mean, I just don't see it really working out too well. But I mean, I would say, if you're going to take a shot at it, it really would have to do, you'd probably want to have an all Gear 12 team, and maybe you definitely have to be like out modding the Night Sister team. I would say you'd have to be faster.
Yeah, you have to have the speed, and then but it's still ugly. So, all right, back up top to Kakalaki's finest Gom. Bone Jones 159 says, question: being so close to the new movie and Clone Wars TV show, does it make sense to have a meta shift now, or do you think they'll wait till the movie release to shift the meta?
Bartholomew and I were talking about this last night, and I think I don't know. Yeah. Every week on this show, and I'm not being critical at all. Just somebody always asks, should I level my resistance, my first order in anticipation for the new movie? I don't know. I'm still kind of the school of thought that they're gonna slowly eliminate arena. Maybe I'm wrong, so we'll see, but I wouldn't preemptively do anything. Maybe just get your arena team as good as you need it to be to take your position every day and just kind of hoard everything. I think whether it be the movie, there's lots of new TV shows coming on this Disney Channel. There's all sorts of new Star Wars content that they have a lot of options on which direction they can go. So, I'd hate for somebody to say, yes, level up, your Kylos and get them ready for the new movie, only to have something like maybe from the Mandalore show be the next thing, something like that. I don't know. I would never preemptively really gear anything. I would never suggest to do that.
Okay.
That was the question. Just work on what you're working on, get it good enough to achieve the goals you're trying to meet, and then move to the next team or just hoard. I would definitely want to have 2 or 3 Zetas in the bank. For whatever's coming. So I would suggest saving Zetas.
Okay. Next question for Warrior from Utah says, question: what does the team think about the dev tracker they talked about yesterday?
It's great. Anytime there's communication with the community, the community knows more. The more the community knows, the more the community feels comfortable. There's nothing worse than having no idea if they're going to fix that bug that you reported, and you just hear nothing. It just goes into the ethereal void of space and time, and you're just like, and then 6 months later it's fixed. And you're like, oh, that was nice. It took them a while. They're busy. They're really, really busy. I've said this before. When they do something today, they've been working on it for the last 6 months. It's not like they're like the Titanic. They can't turn things around fast. It's a pretty slow turnaround. And so it's nice to see what they're working on. So this dev tracker, what it is it's the ability to see what they've acknowledged as issues that they need to work on. And, I saw a sample, and it's got like a week out, and it shows all the projects every day that they're working on as they're being reported. And it was overwhelming. I was like, wow, your team is working on all of that. It didn't even have to do with new content. It was just things they were trying to work on, make better, fix, the whole gamut. And but seeing it made me feel better, because I was like, oh yeah, okay, I see. They're like they're swamped for the the next week. It was nice to see what they were working on, what bugs they acknowledged, what things they were trying to improve, what when they were rolling out firmware updates, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So I think anytime you have that where you can just easily go to the forum, look at it, and see, it will really help with your reassurance, peace of mind, knowing that stuff is coming, things are being done, stuff's being acknowledged. And also, if you don't see something that's on there that you feel like should be on there, you can bring them that information and make them aware of it, because sometimes things do slip through the cracks and they don't realize something is as big an issue as it is. And if the community now sees what they see, then they can see what they're not seeing, and it can become more focused as a community of what we need to be telling them about. If they are talking about fixing the ship's bug where the ships disappear and you have to scroll up and down to find your ship, and they acknowledge that on the tracker, then you don't have to report that anymore. You understand they've already are aware of it and they're already working on it. It's on their list of to-dos. So it then becomes a more focused list. This all comes down to, of course, us as the community not being silly and reporting it regardless, just because, we got to do our due diligence too. If they're going to bring this tracker out, we should be paying attention to it. So that way we can be a better community for them, so they can serve us better. So that's kind of how that works. We use it as a tool. We focus them down on the real project, the real projects they should be having on hand, and then in turn they fix the things that need to be fixed at a faster rate because they see it. So anytime there's transparency, it's good.
Okay. Next question from TNT Game for you, DPK. It says, question, how do you beat a Jedi Knight Revan team with Geos?
I'm not really sure. I think you gotta make sure Spy is able to get his big poker stick at the right time when they have all the buffs. I know people have said they've done it. I haven't done it myself.
You got to break down specifically how the Geos beat Jedi Knight Revan.
Phase step 1, collect underpants. Step 3, make profit. Step 4, win.
Maybe get a mouth guard too, or be in a padded room. It might take a little while.
Yeah, I do not use Geos on Jedi Knight Revan. Does anybody use that combination on the panel?
I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I've been getting videos from around the galaxy of people who have relicked things that are out of the ordinary. And, I have Strumbach sent me some great videos of First Order beating Darth Revan, right? But he's got Relic 7 First Order team. So
that helps.
They're not completely R7, but it gives such a massive boosts to stats that until everybody kind of settles and we're 3 or 4 months in and lots of things are at R5 or above. Sure, Jedi Knight Anakin at R7 can completely AoE a Darth Revan team that has no relics, but can he AoE a Darth Revan team that is all R7? No, he can't. So I think it's do a bunch of R7 bugs beat Jedi Knight Revan? I'm sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
But who has that? Who should invest in that?
Right.
Probably no one.
So no, the immediate future. All right. Let's see here. I think that's the main questions. The Big Country Mag's question, do you allow anyone to join the panel? If they're a content creator, yes. If they're not, no. And then one came in from Paparazzi for Gom. Is Bartholomew your favorite drinking vessel, or is there someone else you like drinking out of more?
I also have a frog, and it's a she.
And her name?
Patty.
Patty. Patty the Frog. That's awesome. Bartholomew Panda and Patty the Frog. That's interesting names.
God, it's too early in the morning for this. Oh Lord! All right.
I call everything Eric, half the B.
Oh God! Yeah, he's got a name.
If anyone knows Monty Python.
Yes. Oh God! All right, this is the time of the stream where we are going to allow everyone to pimp their stuff. Do me a favor before we get to the promoting is stop what you're doing, give us a thumbs up on the video, and do the same thing for all these wonderful folks. They're going to tell you where you can go. So watch their content, give them thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then just as a quick note, right after this stream ends, I'm going to be setting up for immediately to go into my GAC. Anybody on the panel that's here now that wants to hang out and watch me do battles as we stream is more than welcome to. With that, we're going to start with good old Maurice. Good old Maurice, what you got going on down there in that YouTube world and everything?
Hello, I am a collector of fine ceramic coffee mugs. I also am part of Operation Metaverse. The other half is on the panel today as well.
Yes, T-Money's here.
Yes, Operation Metaverse stream Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. With the occasional impromptu stream and videos. So do check us out on YouTube. I am also on the Ramon Azab panel Sunday nights, 11 p.m., where we do a news notes kind of review the week of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yes. All right. Warrior, where can folks check you out? What are you working on videos? You got your Scissorman account? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, so you can check me out on the Warrior Presents channel or the Warriors Roster Reviews. I put out, I think, 4 videos in the last 5 days. I did kind of a content-heavy week because I am going on a mission trip to Brazil, and I will be gone for almost 2 weeks. So I won't be on this show next Saturday.
Oh, no.
I know. And yeah, I won't be on it next Saturday, and I won't be doing any YouTube at all. I won't be probably playing the game at all. So I'll be kind of going dark for a week and a half minimum, closer to 2 weeks. So sorry for everybody in advance, but I wanted to let everyone know. And then when I get
apologize,
back,
man. You're going, yeah, man. Go enjoy your trip. Jesus.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate everybody who watches and supports, and I've got a lot of longtime supporters. We're talking years upon years, and those are true fans. And I appreciate everyone who watches the Jedi Academy because they're also the true fans.
That's right. All right, DPK, you got a new channel going. Tell the folks about it.
DPK, I do a stream Monday nights at 8:30 with my buddy Dagger. We kind of do it's called Dan and Kyle Do Hollywood. We kind of just go over news and notes. We've been known to rant. We do a little bit of theory crafting. We go over territory wars. We go over our territory battles. I also do my GA streams pretty regularly, although probably starting next week that might be cut to a minimum as I'm going to be moving on the 1st.
Well, that's
so
going to keep you a little busy, yeah.
Yeah. So you can. I'm going to be actually doing standalone videos on my channel, and then I also have the DPK Dagger Do Hollywood channel that we're going to be moving the podcast to, since it's going to be a group effort. So check me out there and stay tuned.
All right. Mikey, anything you want to pimp, my friend?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel, MikeHunt.SWGOH. I've been a bad content creator recently. I haven't done much, basically because either Google or Apple have done something and I can't upload and edit the way I used to, and I need to get my head around how I'm going to do that. But I've got some content coming up. Been playing around a lot. I've got the negotiator going. I've got a 5, soon to be 6-star after the next GOTB Wat Tambor. So what difference that makes? Differences that relics add onto crew memberships, and looking at that, playing around a lot, loving Umbaran Starfighter. Oh my days, under negotiator, and the fact that you can take out 2 rebel target lock ships, one of which is a MILF, in one hit is just mind blowing. But I've got all of that and stuff coming up. And thank you very much for having me.
All right. T-Money, anything you want to add to the pimp that was good old Maurice?
No, it's all good.
All right. She'd be a pirate too.
It's fine.
Revon, anything you want to add, brother?
Not much, man. Thank you for letting me on as always, and or having me on. And I will be streaming tomorrow night with you and good old Maurice and Avinash on my channel.
I don't know if I'm going to be on because remember we got the event coming on the 24th, so I might be on, I might not be. Maybe I'll bring Finn. I don't know. It's going to be kind of up in the air, but I'll try to be there like I always have.
Oh, of course. And if not, we can always, listen. My show is flexible. Okay, we can do it another day if it works for everybody. I'd rather have.
No, trust me. If I can't make it Sunday, I ain't making it any other day that week. So,
right, gotcha. Okay, so we'll be
figure it out.
We'll most likely we'll be on tomorrow night. Me, Maurice, and Abby. Hopefully, Ranger will be there, and we'll have some fun. If you guys make it, we'll see you there.
All right, and then finally, the last thing I want to mention is we are streaming on the 24th. If you haven't already, please go to the event. It is posted. Shout out to everybody that has been pimping this. We are going to be visiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta and trying to raise money for the kids and for the American Cancer Society. We are going to be dressed up as in our costuming as Darth Revan, him as a Jedi. We're going to be playing games with the kids, streaming, sharing their stories, things of that nature. I really want to knock this out of the park. So if you haven't gone to the event already and hit the bell icon, please do hit the thumbs up. The Tiltify campaign has started already, so if you guys could please go there and get ready for that on the 24th. We're going to need the whole community backing us up on this one. I really want to knock this crap. I just really want to knock it out of the park. I mean, just kill it. So with that, we're going to call this one done. On behalf of myself and the Jedi Academy, thank you guys so much for being here with us. I'm going to go stream my GAC. Anybody on the panel is welcome to hang out while I do it. So with that, have a great rest of the day, and we will see you when we see you. Peace out.